What is your name and where are you from?
My name is Mark Conan, and I live in San Diego, California.
Awesome. How did you originally hear about my lessons?
Originally found you on YouTube, just searching up songs I wanted to learn, and then here's this guy he keeps popping up with the whiteboard.
That's it. That's everybody else's story too. What did you like the most about learning from my method?
I was one of those people that reading music and trying to take sound and reprocess it as dots on a page and then reprocess it back out again as sound just kind of caused my brain to log jam. Having learned music or approached learning piano as a child that way, classically trained. And so I had been a long time away from piano. But when I came back around, like, everything, what I gotta fix a plumbing thing, I go to YouTube. And in this case, it was like I wanted to like relearn piano. So I went to YouTube and came across your channel, the library of music, and that basically just was where it all went to.
Awesome. And people are surprised sometimes when they hear this, but I'm a music reader. I can read music, but I struggle too. I'm not, if where my playing level is, I'm not near as good as a sight reader as I should be according to the standard, but I
Mhm.
understand the pain there. Went through it myself.
Mhm.
What makes my method different than other online piano lessons?
Well, I will make sure it's different. I'm not familiar with a bunch of them. I'll say that as a starting point because
Okay.
I found yours and I found one other, but I've just really gravitated to yours. So as far as the style goes, I mean, I like your personality. I like to see where things have come the long way between. And here's my youngest. He wants to make a cameo.
Hey, buddy.
I like where it started, where I got to see, the whole progress from whiteboard and the very older videos that sort of explain like, hey, there is a different way to read music or to learn to play notes. And I was kind of like, okay, well, what's the different way? I'm all ears. Like, tell me, because
Yeah.
I still can't read music. Even trying to
Yeah.
read, 40 years later, trying to
Uh-huh.
redo it, it was still just as laborious. And maybe my eyes aren't that great either, so that has something to do with it. But when when that came as the new sort of methodology and it was simplified and it clicked, we're off to the races. And then I have my son, my 10-year-old, kind of following in those footsteps, like we were talking about.
Awesome. And I have to credit all my, I call them my guinea pigs. So for 20 years before I started the YouTube stuff, because I've been doing the YouTube stuff for 18 years, the website and all that. But 20 years before that, and some overlap there, I taught private students to 50 students a week. That's what I did for a living. 50 people, live people coming in, and you learn a thing or two, doing that with all ages, all walks of life, teaching people. And I feel like I take all that experience and put it into the lessons I record on the video. That's the one thing I think is missing from these new teachers and online lessons, that I don't feel like they've actually taught real people. And if you don't do that, you don't develop an instinct for what people are going to need, what they're going to have a problem with, and how to fix it. So I came on along at just the right time, I think, before the internet, but I kind of feel you guys' spirit through the camera, and I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy doing it. I hope that comes through during the lessons. On a scale of
Yeah.
1 to 10, how satisfied are you with my lessons?
Done.
All right. Appreciate it. Would you recommend my lessons to a family member or a friend? And if so, why? And I think you already have.
Oh yeah, no, I already have. I have. Um, I whatever chance B came across a guy who we were eating and he was the boyfriend of my wife's friend, and he was talking about how he was just taking piano lessons, and I was like, oh cool, like what do you how and like literally opens his bag, and of course there's like the sheet music hanging out in there, and I was like, well man, like I'm someone who relearned piano recently, within the last several years. And, like I want to just recommend an approach to you that I think is going to be a lot more applicable. So I specifically mentioned your site. I've talked to like some of my son, I keep bringing him up, but he plays Little League. One of the dads
Uh-huh.
saw Nico perform at one of the shows, was like, wow, like who teaches him? Like he wanted to know who the secret teacher was. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
it's me, like we do it on, we
Yeah.
learn off YouTube. And he was basically asking me, he's like, well, I play guitar. Like, how are you teaching him to play and sing so well? And I was like, well, we're kind of taking a guitar based approach almost, and playing pure accompaniment, and sort of I'm parroting like your words about, the way that your method is. And explained it to him, like, yeah, this is, and it's better for consistency. I think if you want to learn another instrument too, it's, you don't play guitar and sight read, like
Right.
you classical music, or at least I've never seen a guitarist do it. They're just doing like tabs and chords, right? And
Right.
so that's kind
Yes.
of like a similar tab and chord approach, but with fills that, are unique to piano and stuff. So yeah.
Awesome. Wow, this has been a great testimonial. I've had a great time getting to know you, Mark. And
Yeah,
I'll tell you
likewise.
what, if you and family, even if you got all your 5 kids, I love kids, and I don't care if they're screaming as long as they're not mine screaming.
Mhm.
So if you're ever in Waco, Magnolia's a big hit here. So if ever your wife comes to visit Magnolia and y'all are out here, please look me up. We can get a cup of coffee
Oh yeah,
somewhere.
I
We can
would.
come in the studio, sit down. We can talk about music and whatever. Yeah, that would be great. I'd love that.
Yeah, likewise. If we're in the neighborhood, no question. Same thing in San Diego. Lots of people, visit here. We got you covered. You ever want to come out this way? Kind of, love to get a chance to meet you too. And then, with the kids, everyone's in school except for our 2-year-old right now. So, maybe another time on all that. But please check out
Yeah,
Nico
right.
Piano. Like, you look at his concert from Sonofest, because I'm pretty proud of like
Okay.
how well he
Yes.
did. I mean, I just was
You know what?
awesome.
Keep me updated on that. And if you ever want me to put, something he's performed on my channel or something, you can send me a video and I'll put it up and say, hey, look what this kid's doing. And they might
That's
give him
awesome.
get a little encouragement from that. Keep me updated though on his progress. Would love to hear. I'm about to,
Okay.
Zoom is about to cut me off because I only have the free
Yeah.
version. So we'll see you later, Mark.
Very
It's
nice
nice
to
to
meet
meet
you.
you.
It's been enjoyable. Thank you, Shawn. Bye.
All right. Bye
Take
bye.
care. Good meeting you.
Hey, Mark,
Hey, Shawn.
how are you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing really well. Nice to meet you virtually
Nice to
anyway.
meet you. Yeah. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, it's my
I,
pleasure, man.
yeah,
We've never met, but I feel like I know you. I've watched your videos like over the years, so it's
I
kind of cool,
That's great. You know what,
Yeah.
Mark? Everybody says that. Me and my son are laughing. He's my tech guy behind the computer there. Everybody says that. And you know what? You do. If you've watched my videos, you
Okay.
do know me. I'm pretty
That's cool.
simple. Not much to me. And it's great I get to know you today. I got
Yeah,
to
it's
fight these
cool. I've
allergies
seen you
off today.
grow.
Huh?
It's cool seeing you go from like the low tech old videos, with like the hand drawn, to where you guys are
Yes.
at now. So it's so cool.
Yes. How long have you been around? Were you around when I was doing those old ones?
Oh yeah, yeah. Lurking in the background, not just kind of, getting my free lessons and, enjoying what I learned and stuff like that.
So
It was a long time ago for both of us. So yeah.
how long do you think it's been, Mark? Has it been like 5 years or 10 years or
I can
what?
tell you exactly how long it's been for me because
Okay.
I played piano as a kid. I was,
Huh?
the same methods everyone learns where you're classically trained. But to be honest, I would never got that good at it, but reading music. And it was a stumbling block for me because I never could put it to words, but it was more just back then that my brain didn't want to translate what is really sound, like this is the sense, to like dots on a page. And so I played piano from about 6 to 15 or 16 years old, or 7, to then. And I got decent enough. I could play like all this stuff that, back in the day kids played, or
Okay.
Beethoven and all that.
Yeah.
And then I walked away from piano for like 20 something years. I didn't touch a piano again until I turned 40, because when
Oh,
I moved
wow.
out from my parents' house when I lived 18, I never lived anywhere that had a piano. I turned
Uh-huh.
40 6 years ago. And that's when I
Okay.
said, you know what? I'm going to start playing piano again. And I completely step two of the not knowing how to play any of the songs I could play when I was a kid, and just what would be my best new approach to reframe to playing again. I found your site 6 years ago, and so that's how long I've been, hanging around.
Wonderful. 6 years. I hear all over the place. A guy earlier today was 2 years, and I've even had some 15 years. And I'm going to meet a guy in a couple of weeks who's been with me for 18 years. So that's going to
That's
be pretty
awesome.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
very cool.
yeah, those old videos on the whiteboard. And I tell you what's kind of funny, and you can let me know how you feel about this. But a while ago, I thought, well, I need to update those old lessons because they were on the whiteboard and they're just, they're 360 instead of, high HD. And I thought
Mhm.
about redoing them all. And I started to do that. And then people were like, no, don't do that. Leave them on there. I'm used to that, that old way.
Mhm.
I like the old video. So I don't
I
touch
like
them
being able
now.
to see the progression. I think seeing the progression is cool.
Yeah, I know. And I'll tell you, remember the old VHS, the little ones with the little mini VHS tape, you'd put those in there and,
Oh yeah, we're the same
uh,
age or so. So I mean, I know I remember
yeah.
VHSs.
Yeah, so we did that, and I went to a little laptop, and video editing was so new then, and so having to
Hmm.
put that on YouTube because it could be more than 100 megs. to put it on YouTube to begin with. So I had to do like 3 minute videos, but and that's how the part one started because I only had time to do one
Okay.
part.
Okay.
So
That's
yeah,
cool.
that was neat. And the whiteboards were funny too because I'd have them in my studio in there, and my kids were little at that time. They'd come in there and they'd just cut their hand and stuff. I'd tell them, "Don't touch the whiteboard, don't touch it." Of course, they had to touch it anyway, and they were sharp, They would because I would take them out of the board and just have them sitting there, so they'd cut themselves on them sometimes. But yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
glad I don't have to mess with that anymore. All those markers and the smell and having the ink all over me.
Oh yeah, no, I like where it's gotten to now. It's way cool.
Oh yeah, I just got on my iPad. It's so cool to put it on the
Mhm.
screen now. And how do you like the? So you can read music. You don't like to maybe, or you don't feel like you ever got as good as you wanted to. Same here. It never clicked with me. It still doesn't really. I
Mhm.
can if I have to, but like you
Mhm.
said, some people's brains don't work that way. So how do you feel about the tablature method that I use? Did that click for you right away or what?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's way easier. Way easier. Um, and I'm sort of my son, we have 5 kids. That's why I'm very busy with work, kids. Why
Yeah.
I was like, no, the lifetime deal is what works for me. It's because monthly is just some months I can't even touch a piano.
Yeah.
And, it's just if you're paying for it monthly and you can't do it, that's when you feel like I'm not getting the value, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But for me, that's why we have so many kids. We're so busy, and for me to learn and reframe my musical knowledge this way, especially because my 10-year-old loves to play piano. He's got his own YouTube channel. It's Nico Piano. He's awesome for like 10
Oh
years old. He's
wow.
really good. He's gonna be way better than I will ever be. I'm
Yep.
already at 10. He's playing and singing for his school. He did a 30-minute performance for their Sono Fest, playing his like whole music
Oh
catalog
my
of songs he
goodness.
can play and
So
sing.
how
And
does
we
he
got we got
learn?
some from he well,
What
I
does he
pass along,
learn?
I teach him. We
Oh,
learn the
okay.
songs we like together, and
Okay.
then I kind of teach him, but I'm not teaching him to read music. But he's got a great ear. He can
Yeah.
play from ear, a fair bit
Sure.
already. And it's I just to me, it's so much better he's learning that way instead of what I don't like is like the classical approach that. I get there was like a time and place when you couldn't record music, you don't have the
Yeah.
technology, and Beethoven writes a symphony and you want to put it on paper so someone can
Yeah.
play it in Germany and England and wherever. But now I don't know. I like the movement away from reading music, honestly.
Yes, it's like a 300-year-old system that is okay and it's good, but there's got to be something else too to go along with it. But forcing
You
everyone to
probably
go
hear
the
this a lot. I don't know. I
classical,
didn't watch your videos or anything.
huh?
I was just saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But you probably hear that what I'm saying a lot from people. I don't
Yeah.
know. I haven't really watched like the other videos, but I could imagine
Yes,
like what I'm
you're
saying you
you're
hear all the
saying
time.
exactly what they say. Yeah. So, but I'm just seeing that the classical tradition. I mean, I'm a classical pianist and I love classical music, but I understand people that they don't want to play that. They want to play Elton John, Billy Joel, the Eagles, or
Mm-hmm.
Journey. Stuff they want to play. Without having to play the classical stuff, but all the lesson books, if you're a teacher and you go get stuff for your students, all the lesson books go that way. You can't really find something that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't go that way. And even if you do,
Mm-hmm.
a popular hits book or something, it's some kind of cheesy melody in the right hand version instead of really what Elton John's playing, what Billy Joel's
Totally.
actually playing, because people want to play what they're doing. They don't want to do some cheap imitation. So you're
Mm-hmm.
really kind of stuck, if you go to the traditional route, which you did. But
Yeah. No, I really
yes,
like having reframed what I'm doing, like, in this way and being able to teach my son that way is awesome, like passing through to him.
there's nothing more fun than that. I love hearing that. I have another guy who's has a son, and he's learning from the website now. He's also a lifetime member, and his son's learning, so they're kind of second generation now. But he said he grew up in diapers, remembering hearing my voice in the in the hallways of his house, and his dad learning
Cool.
piano at night. So it's kind of neat that's taken off. So I'm loving hearing this because I keep hearing this over and over again that people go up in the classical tradition and then they don't touch piano they always have that period, that they just quit and they don't touch piano because, it just didn't work and it's not fun. You think about playing it, it's just not a fun thing. And then you find it later in life and then they're playing again. So I love that we're kind of resurrecting this musicality in people and that you're finally playing stuff you like. So Mark, what are you playing? What do you love when you play stuff that you really love? What are you playing? What artists?
Oh, so we've got a few. We like Coldplay. We
Okay.
play some Bruce Springsteen. We play some the band. some Eagles. I mean, you name drop the Eagles. Like we just learned Desperado is one of our songs, you know, and then Nico can play and sing it. I mean, he sounds awesome, you know, and he's
It's
10
great.
years old, you know, and so yeah, he's
If
really synthesizing the vocals and playing where
yeah,
I never even attempted. I mean, I played classical piano, like we said, but you don't learn that in your classical sheet reading music
no,
that oh here you can play and sing too because you're playing the melody like you said. And so you know when I redid everything I totally sort of just pushed that approach on him, but he's taken to it like a duck to water, you know, and he's playing and singing everything he does. You know, he doesn't read a note to play classically, which you know we'll get to, I'm sure, you know, when he's got a
yeah,
better teacher for that if he wants, you know, but right now
sure.
we're just reframing uh his style to be just pure accompaniment. And so yeah, he's synthesizing it really well. Whereas we did recitals like when you're kids and you do
Yeah.
the recital,
Oh
but no
yeah.
one went to the recital and like played and sang anything. That would have been, I
No.
don't know, like earth shattering back then, you know?
Blasphemy.
Yeah, totally. Right. It's just not, we didn't learn how to do that. No one taught that method. So that's what's
So
cool, I think,
Nico
and
is
why YouTube.
singing. Nico sings when
Yeah,
he plays. That's
please. I'm
wonderful.
telling you, it would mean so much to him because he knows exactly who you are because we go to your
Okay.
videos and
Yeah.
he's got the patience of a 10-year-old, so I have to
Okay.
learn it and then we work together, you know.
Yeah.
But he learns the songs and he's got his own YouTube channel. It's Nico Piano. If you were to just comment, it would be awesome to him, you
Oh,
know, so for
certainly.
him to know that you went there and saw like one of his videos.
We
The
could
only
even
the
do, yeah, we could even do a Zoom thing where, because a lot of people are going to see this, a Zoom thing where he's playing and singing if he wants to, and
oh
playing
yeah,
some
he's into it.
and we could do
We
it
did.
where, if it's not, if he does it and he goes, oh, I didn't do very good, we don't have to post it. But if he liked it, then we can post it or something. If he wants to
So you
do
know
that.
something we did, and this is super cool.
Okay.
Our office, we're in San Diego, and I'm very close to where the Padres play, where Petco Park is.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
and so about two months ago during the season, his name's Nico. We set him up with his keyboard in front of the office on a very busy street where tons of fans play, and we put a little tip jar out. It said college funds on there, you know, and he
Yeah.
played for like all the people coming by, and he in like an hour and a half he made $66 in tips.
Oh,
And so a 10-year-old, that's like hitting the mega
that's
bucks, right?
incredible.
You know what I mean? I had to rake leaves and shovel snow when I was a kid for like $4 and a cookie. You know what I mean? So I mean, here he's doing what he loves. He's having fun. He's making people happy because the people
Yes.
walking by, they'll stop to listen because like they're really enjoying it. So
That's
that's been
incredible.
such a cool experience for him to like be able to do there. And so he's not afraid of playing in front of audiences
Oh,
and
that's
what have
great.
you. He did that at Sono Fest. It's a
Yeah.
local fundraiser for his school in our neighborhood. And we had a crowd. It's like a chili cook off. It was like 10,000 people like coming through. And like he played on the stage there for 30 minutes. He did all the songs he knows and played and sang. And that video is on there. Like if you go to his YouTube channel, you can see it
Yeah. That's
for the
incredible.
songs
Yeah, I'm floored. And it's because of what you've done for him as his dad. You brought music into his life.
well,
You already
but
played.
you, I mean, it kind of,
Well,
yeah, from you through to him. Yeah, for sure. You
that's through
know?
both of us. What's it say? Both of us. Me a little bit, you a whole lot. But you're
Oh, thank you.
exposing him to that, and you're not forcing him into a mold that he doesn't want to do, which is what a lot of people do because they don't know anything else to do. You're letting him play the music he loves. So what would he play? Like what are the top 3 songs he would play for people if he was out performing?
So his favorite song to play is you might not even know it. It's 7 Years Old by Lucas Graham. Loves that
Okay.
song.
All right.
He plays The Weight by the band. He does that
Oh,
a
good.
really good version of The Weight. He's got an old video of like Viva La Vida on there, but he's got a good one. That's one of the ones we make sure we got from your site was Viva La Vida from
Okay.
back when he did the whiteboard.
Yeah.
We got that one. He does a good Viva La Vida. The one he's got on YouTube that's recorded there just individually. He was only like 4 years old when we did it. Is
Okay.
Viva La Vida or something.
Yeah.
And so he's gotten a lot better at it, I guess we'll say, but he's got one that's on there. He really, oh, Hey Jude, loves Hey Jude.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
loves Hey Jude, one of his favorite songs too. Yep. I'd say
And he
those are his top
sings.
three.
You know what? A lot of people
Yeah.
have a lot of trouble overcoming their fear of singing. They might have a decent voice, but they're just so scared to do it. And for him to grow up doing it, he'll never have to, have that day where, oh no, are people going to like my voice? Because he's been doing it for so long.
Yeah, he's
So
got guts. He's got
you're
good guts
doing
to
it
do it
right.
for sure.
Keep it up, brother.
Please
So
check out his. I would be grateful for you to look at his. He does that whole 30-minute set. I have it there on his YouTube under Nico Piano. You can see it. It says Sono Fest and whatever.
yeah,
Give it a
so
listen when you.
yeah, go ahead and say that again because people are gonna probably look that up and how do they find him? Look at his playlist.
Yeah, so his, I guess his, we're not big on social media, but I
Right.
wanted something to sort of document his progress.
Sure.
The same thing. So I made a YouTube channel called Nico Piano, just Niko
All
Piano,
right.
piano. Yeah, and you can
All
find
right.
him if you look it up there. You'll find it. Yeah.
Good. That's great. Yeah, and comment and like and stuff. Encourage him. Everybody.
Yeah. Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.
Incredible. I'm kind of doing the same thing with my son. He's 19, and he's decided instead of going to college right now, because I'm one of those who has come to the realization that college is not for everybody. It's for a lot, it's for some, but not for everybody. He's a guitar player. He's better on guitar at his age than I was on piano at my age. Really
Mhm.
good. He just wants to
Mhm.
play. That's all he wants to do is play music. So we're starting to gig. We're getting some songs together. I'm gigging with him. His mom sings. She sings really good. Sounds like Linda Ronstadt. But she's gonna sing with us, and we're gonna go around Waco playing, gigging, getting tips, trying to get just to see what happens with it. So who
Yeah, that's
knows? He could
awesome.
be picked up and be able to play in a band somewhere. But I feel like it's more important to do what you love than it is to try to make a lot of money because.
Totally.
Maybe you'll make a lot of money doing what you love, but you got to. I think you should be happy with what you're doing. So I'm kind of
Yeah,
doing the same thing with him.
that's
So it's
awesome.
great.
Yeah, I've heard it. I mean, do what you love, and then the money will follow. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's
exactly.
that's a,
That's what I'm doing.
I
I
know, I
try.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally. That's pretty
I love
cool.
it. 5 kids. So what's the youngest? What's the oldest?
You can probably hear the youngest in the background
Okay.
making a noise. He's 2, and our
Okay.
oldest is 17.
All right, man. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Five
We
kids.
got a big spread.
Yeah. So I
And
figured I'll
I
be.
did see. I commented. I saw your son. I know. Obviously, I assume you have a family, but it's great how you're bringing them on the show. I saw when you guys did on Zach Bryan, and that
Yeah.
was cool. He's the artist that, like, my wife and I are old, but we travel to go see him because we just for
Yeah.
I think he's a generational talent. I'm sure your
Sure.
son kind of has the same sort of opinion. Um, and we saw him in San Diego. It was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. And I think you would give a good treatment to, a few of his songs. Like I'd recommend Ticking or Godspeed, or you could give a
Yeah.
good treatment to on those
I'd
songs.
love to. I'm hoping I get some requests for that because I'm kind of limited to because the whole library I have on the website is based on the hard request thing, and so I'm kind of have a list that I do, and I'm
Uh-huh.
hoping more people will do country. Maybe I can make a Zach Bryant discount thing and get a bunch of them at once.
That's
But
cool.
I not only like his music, I like the way he's doing stuff, and I like what he says. I feel like he's a real guy.
Oh yeah, I
So
mean, I like how he came to be popular in like the most organic way
yeah,
possible. That's really cool. That's not a manufactured sound. That's
right.
just musical talent that people recognize.
And these kids are loving the country music. I mean, I thought that never happened again, but they're into it. So I'm having a good time.
Uh-huh.
Well, Mark, I want to get to these questions that I need to ask you for my videographers. So it might feel like I'm repeating, like you're repeating yourself a little bit, but if you wouldn't mind just saying it again
No, whatever. I thought
for
we were
the
doing it. Okay, but
for the
sure.
thing.
All right.
And then at the end, I'm going to have my son send you an email. It's going to have a Google link in there just to write me a review. That's going to help me probably most of all. It helps my SEO, search engine optimization, to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Google reviews. So that's part of the thing we're trying to do. That would help me out if you wouldn't mind. But
You
let's
got
get
it.
going here.